What's up, guys? So Justin at FreakTune hit me back. I was only getting 14 to 15 pounds of boost when I was doing my data logs yesterday, and the previous data log I was getting like 17, so it's progressively gone down. First time it was 20 psi, second time it was 17 psi, now it's like 14 and a half psi. So one of three things is probably the issue. We either, one, have a bad turbo, which that'd be nice if that was the case. I'll order the CST4 a little bit early. Two, we have an exhaust leak somewhere. Or three, we have a boost leak somewhere, which means one of the couplings from our intake going to the turbo inlet to the turbo is bad, or it's leaking. The bypass valve could be leaking. The intercooler coupling could be leaking. The coupler going to the throttle body could be leaking. There are a couple problems, and we're gonna figure out how to find it. And also, we're just gonna do a visual inspection. That'll more than likely be the cause of what the issue is. But if I can't find it, I'm gonna probably get some soapy water, get a fog machine, put it in the intake, pinch off the hose to the turbo inlet, and see if we're getting smoke coming from anywhere. I can already see a couple problems, so we'll start with there, and then we'll see if anything gets better as we progress. Found one problem right there. So that is going to our inlet, and this is where the intake connects. I can literally see a gap in it right there, so I need to tighten that up. This is what I'm referring to when I'm talking about the turbo. There's a lot of flex in that. And then there was a small crack in this hose to the bypass valve, but it seems to be like up here. So I'm just gonna move this back until it goes to the end, and that should fix this problem. That looks like it's on pretty good. Looks secure onto the throttle body, so I'm not worried about that. That looks pretty tight to me. I'm trying to pretty much do everything I can up here, so that way I don't have to take off any of the under tray and then fuck with parts of the intercooler. So I think just what I need to do is, I need to route the hoses adequately for the boost controller. So they go in the turbo inlet, and they go in the intake. Oh God, this is gonna be such a pain in the ass. So this part of the turbo inlet definitely needs a hose clamp, because that is unsecure, and I flipped that clamp on the underside so I can tighten it as best that I can when I fit it back on the intake. And since I already moved this, I tightened the hot pipe to the turbo. I do think that this is gonna hold really well, and I think that this is what's gonna solve our problems. So now me and the kiddo, we're gonna go hit up Walmart, and we're gonna hit up AutoZone. I'm also gonna order more hardware for my boost control solenoid, because I actually used it for something else, so I'm just gonna order some more of that and wait for that to come in. Then I'll reroute it again. Walmart actually had everything that we needed, so I guess I don't need to wait. All right, so we have all the parts to run the 3-port now. I removed the inlet, I removed the intake, the battery, and then this actually looks pretty good, so I'm gonna keep this how it is. Close up the inside turbo. And I just looked in there a little bit closer and everything seemed to look all right. So maybe it's kind of difficult to see, but that's where you're gonna cap for those two. It doesn't matter if it's like, I mean, just make sure that it's snug on there. It's not gonna go anywhere. Since those are on, ready to go, all we have to do, because we already ran the first port to the wastegate, in the back of it right here, and it'll be all the way to the left. Take this hose off, probably split somewhere right here and just run right here, and then our 3-port set will be done. We could just put back the inlet, the intake, and the battery. So I just zip tied the last port on. It should be fine. And the zip tie is gonna be plenty strong to keep that shit on, so don't worry about that. So I got the hose started. Pretty much what I'm gonna try to do is find a comfortable route. Oh, hell yeah, it's perfect. It is a work of art. Let's go. Can't even get my fucking glove all the way on. Sweat my ass off. Bro, why is this so hard? Jeez. All right, that's fixed. Can't find the nut to the airbox that goes right under right next to the battery, so I'm probably just gonna get a new one. I jacked up the car, looked under the under tray, looked everywhere. I cannot find that shit anywhere. And it's the second time this has happened to me. took me a few hours, a little bit of sweat, a little bit of frustration, but pretty sure everything's all buttoned up, everything's good to go. Everything that I can think of except for on the underside of the intercooler is good to go. And I rerouted the boost controller, so hopefully Justin will send me a different map and then everything will be good. If not, I'm like 99% sure if this doesn't work, it's gonna be a CST4 turbo time. So kind of excited, kind of upset. But I know that the KO4s can be in like the mid 20s for PSI before they explode. So hopefully I don't have to spend a bunch of money to get a new turbo, but if that's the case, then fuck it, we ball. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you guys next time.